thought about that at
I mean, yeah, of course. Ain't gonna lie, yeah.
all? What would that mean to you?
It mean a lot, you know. Just because it's gonna be my first 1,000-yard season. You know, new team, first year, so it's a great feeling.
What is it like you thought about that like bothered you throughout your career that you don't have that yet?
I won't say it bothered me, but I definitely thought about it. All the elite receivers hit 1,000 yards, and I feel like I was one of the receivers that could do that. And now this year, I finally got an opportunity to.
So I mean, is there a part of you, like, you've always known you had this in you, and now you kind of finally get to realize, kind of show people that?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
What's really clicked between you and James since he has taken over that role at quarterback? You guys really seem to have developed the chemistry. Why have you clicked so well?
Just the communication we have with each other, and I feel like Jamie do a great job, and he got a great feel, and he do a great job in looking downfield and the pressure on, and I just feel like he do a great job just giving people opportunity, giving they playmakers the ball for real.
Maybe this is connected to the first 1,000-yard season, but is it important for you, for people to consider you like a bona fide number one receiver?
Yeah, I mean, I look at myself as wide receiver one, and I feel like I deserve that respect in the league, yeah, basically, yeah.
But do you think this is a year where you've shown it to everybody else that you are that guy?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I feel like, not we didn't have the season that we want as a team. That's the most important part, and it's kind of tough. But having 1,000 yards, that's a great feeling. Because like I said, all the great receivers reach the 1,000-yard limit. And I feel like I'm one of the receivers that could consistently do that.
The other day, Jamar Chase got targeted 17 times. He caught
Lovely.
Lovely. He caught 14.
Yeah.
So I think back to the Pittsburgh game when you only had 2 targets the first half. I mean, when you guys look back at that first half, did the Steelers really keep the ball away from you?
Oh, my bad. Can you ask that question?
How did the Steelers keep the ball away from you in the first half? You only had 2 targets.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like they changed their scheme around. We all know the Pittsburgh Steelers are a one-high team. I feel like the last game we played them, they switched up, played a lot of two-man, 2 underneath, 2-man, 2 high safeties. So I feel like they did a good job of scheming that up and switching up their defensive scheme. Yeah, of course, but I'm not going to dwell on the past. This year, the year that I'm gonna reach 1,000, it's all on God's timing.
I saw that, Pro Bowl probably means a lot to you this year too, right? Is that something that you really hope happens?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Pro Bowl is, you consider one of the top players if you reach that. So I pride myself in becoming one of the top players, and I'm gonna work towards that every year.
You've seen Kansas City a lot from your time in the West. What stands out about that group of corners? And I saw one of the coaches talk about with you guys, the receiver group that Cleveland has, they have to do a good job getting their hands on you at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. They got great corners. They play well together. They communicate well together. Us as a receiver group, I feel like we do a great job of being press man, which they do a great job of. I think they're like the number 1 team that do press man. So I feel like we got a great group of receivers that know how to beat press man and know how to get open against that.
Why are they so good in the fourth quarter? Not just offensively, but their defense always seems to get that critical stop late to get Patrick the ball back. Just why are they just so good on that front?
So, I don't know, man. They're a team that just know how to win. They've been winning for a long time now, so I feel like once that fourth quarter hit, they just know how to flip the switch and know how to really lock in and make plays to finish out the game. So they do a great job of that area.
If David Njoku, he doesn't play this game, does that put even more attention on you in this game?
I mean, I'm not sure you can put attention on me if you want, but we got other guys that can make plays too as well. So, the more attention on me, the more open other players going to get. So, as long as we put up points and win the game, that's all that matters.
during this stretch where you've had such a good run, have you seen defenses? I mean, Tony was talking about Pittsburgh, but have you seen defenses pay you a lot more attention?
Yeah, you know, I seen they play a lot more underneath with safety over the top, you know, so that's one of the coverages I got to consistently beat, you know, and I feel like the coach is going to do a great job of just moving me around and put me in great position to not be able to get double team or not for them to be able to play certain coverages, so, yeah.
What about the 1,000-yard thing? That was sort of like a point of contention that when the Browns traded for you, people brought up like that you've never done that. I think you at one point sort of tweeted something about that as well. But like, just is it more satisfying to sort of prove people wrong in that way of like, hey, I can do this, I can't do this.
The most important thing for me is really to prove myself right. You know, just by it been a frustrating 3 years in my career, but I didn't let that dwell on me. I just kept working, and now I'm in the position I am now. About to reach 1,000 yards, but the main goal for me is really trying to get to that Super Bowl and get to the playoff for the first time in my career. So, that's something I'm gonna keep striving and work towards.
What would it mean to have setback? I know he practiced the last couple of days. I don't know if he's officially cleared or not, but what can he do to that passing game?
He gonna open up the passing game tremendously. Having setback, that's just another offensive weapon that we could use to the game plan. He been balling the last few games before he got hurt, so having him back really gonna take a lot of attention off me, and keep them true to their coverage.
Have you heard from anybody like maybe you talked to Sean Payton or whatever? Have people been kind of coming out of the woodwork and saying this is what we knew you were capable of when you got in the right situation?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Like whoever that contacted you, college coaches, high school, or anything like that?
No, not that I know of. Nah.
You need another 200-yard game for that to happen.
You said what?
You need another 200-yard game for that to happen.
You see, we're gonna see. There you go. Thank you.
So are these just some bet days, or how you feeling?
No, it's some real back stuff, but we're working through it. We're taking it a day at a time, and just it seems like this point in the year, the last few years, I've had some back stuff, and we're just trying to get to a point where we can go out there and move around and feel good out there.
As it stands, are you optimistic you'll be able to put out Sunday?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. I don't want to look too far in the future. Backs are weird like that, where you wake up one morning and it's like, oh shoot, I can't move, and then as you work through the day, it starts feeling a lot better. So, tomorrow we'll see how it goes and see if we can move around a little bit at practice and kind of go from there.
It's like going through that last year with the back towards the end of the season, do you feel like even though backs are so weird that you kind of have a handle on how to manage it at this stage?
Yeah, I mean, I know what works to get it better. It's just always like the timetable of how it works through. And it's kind of just jumped up on me, so there's not really like a expected thing, but I do have some experience rehabbing it, so hopefully we can use that to our advantage.
Did it bug you during the game Sunday?
No, it was like a post game, like riding a bus, and being old, and all that stuff. So, but I was good during the game.
Joe, I think after the game you're talking about it's hard for the run game to be better when you're throwing it as much as you guys have. Ken today said one of his goals is balance. Like, do you believe that you're kind of shifting toward more running?
Yeah, I thought last game we did a better job mixing in some runs. You know what I mean? I mean, the Broncos game, what was working was passing the ball. So, like, I get it from both perspectives of, like, hey, what's the hot hand? We're going to throw for 500 yards, like, probably keep it going. We have a chance to win this game. And we got to make the run game work, too, to at least give us a chance to be like, yeah, call it again. We got 10 yards or 11 yards. So there's a mix and there's a balance, and I'm sure, like, you win a game by a couple touchdowns, you're probably going to run the ball a little bit more. So when you look at the win-loss record, I'm sure that attributes to the amount of passes. When you're trying to come back, you can't just run the ball up and down the field. So there's definitely a balance. There's definitely work. I think we're figuring out what we like in the run game, and I thought we saw some positive signs against the Steelers.
Did they feel like a difficult kind of philosophical shift at the beginning of the season because you had been a team that had relied so much on the run?
Yeah, I think in 2020. When Coach Stefanski came in, it was such an emphasis on the run game, the play action pass, the boots off of the run game, that slowly, really since we've gotten to Sean here, they wanted to shift into more empty sets and the more different looks, more passing game looks, and so we've kind of made our way to that. I think the last couple years, but then you bring Coach Dorsey in who has experience, in other offenses too, and you keep working that way, and I think they see, the stats and passing the ball, efficiency, all those, deep state stats that that tell you how to win football games. They want to work towards that. So it's just a mix. And then Nick was coming off of injury, and we're trying to work him back in. So there's, I think, a lot of factors that come into it. But I think it's slowly been shifting that way since we've been here.
How difficult is Chris Jones to block, and what makes him so good?
Yeah, he's dynamic. He's since AD's retired, he's probably up there as if the best, if not the best, D tackle in football. He's big, he's strong. But what makes him different than other D tackles is he can turn the corner. He's shifty, he's athletic. If you overset him, he's going to take the inside. And he lines up everywhere. He's not just one position. He lines up left, right, defensive end. He'll stand up sometimes. Just a dynamic player. They've done a good job of blitzing away from him too. So, if you're like, let's just slide to, Chris Jones, they're going to be like, all right, we'll bring 4 to the other side, and it makes it difficult to just key on what they're doing.
Hey, Joel, a lot has happened to both franchises since you guys met in the playoffs like 4 years ago. At that time, did you feel like, this is the beginning of a rivalry, or maybe this is a team that we're going to cross paths with in postseasons to come?
Yeah, I didn't think of rivalry. I thought we were close that game, and then we played them week 1, I think, the next year, and we were close again. And so I was like, oh man, this could be, something that's brewing a little bit. And obviously we went back to the playoffs last year. We didn't meet up with them, and they've won Super Bowls. But we know they're the team to beat in the AFC, and that's a team that I think every team wants to beat and have a chance to win a Super Bowl. So we knew they were a big challenge. This year we're not, we're hoping this for playoff seeding at the beginning of the year, and it's just not where we ended up. We know they're a great team and a big challenge coming to Cleveland.
Jimmy Haslam said that he was kind of perplexed with how the season has gone. Is that a good definition of emotion to kind of describe this season so far?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think if we all had answers for you besides play better, I think that's a good word to describe it. I don't think anybody here thought our record is what it was going to be. I thought we were going to be in contention and battling for a playoff spot. So perplexed and frustrating are good words for where we're at.
If you can beat the Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champions, what does it say about you guys as a football team?
The guys are fighting and they haven't given up on the season, and it's tough because we're not in the playoffs. But every time you go out on the field, it's a blessing to play in this league, and if we can go out there and compete with them and beat them, I think it just shows that the guys are still bought in, the guys are still fighting for that pride.
What can you learn about playing against this team? I mean, they're such a great team, finding so many different ways to win. That's what great teams do. How can you guys just learn from just playing and being on the same field?
I think that's a great way to describe it. They find ways to win. If it's blocking a kick, if it's late stop on defense, if it's a first down on 3rd and 7 to run out the clock last week, it's just all different ways to win. We know they're going to be great competition, and it'll be a good challenge for us. But that's pretty much what you take from it. It's one-score games define the league usually, and they're the masters at winning one-score games this year.
Joel, we saw Nick break off that 19-yarder. Is he starting to show some signs of being like old school Nick again?
Yeah, we just got to keep blocking for him, give him a chance. He's putting in the work. I think he's getting better. I haven't seen any slowdown in his game. I think we just need to get more opportunities and continue to block for him, let him get on those second level guys, and hopefully he can keep making plays like that happen.
Joe, at owners' meetings, Jimmy Haslam told ESPN that he's got the right pieces in place with AB and Kevin. I know you've been strong supporting Kevin, but are you glad to hear that it looks like there's going to be some stability?
Yeah, I think that's smart. I think you look at the teams that you obviously want to get the right people in the building, but you look at teams that have had sustained success and they build a culture and they have those staffs that they can draft players that fit their culture and their play style. You look at the Steelers, they've drafted the same type of D lineman for the last 50 years. So, you know what I mean? Like, you get guys that fit a system and do those things. And so I think keeping the right guys in charge is a smart thing. Sweet. Thanks.